All right, boys, back on Pixelmon today, man. I actually asked you guys to give me hot takes, and I'm going to be answering them as we're going to be exploring the Pixelmon Realm Studio. Everything that you need to know to join the server and play with me is in the description, guys. Dial in when you can. Let's answer some hot takes that you guys have given because I'm curious to know what you guys thought. I did ask people in my Discord for this. Mainly, I wanted to ask people in my Discord first before I asked Twitter. So if this does well, we'll ask some more people. Let me know what you think of everything down below. Javade states, Delphox doesn't look bad. Delphox, I don't necessarily think is the world's worst design. There's definitely worse designs out there, right? And I would assume that he means that in the plethora of starter Pokemon, but it's a tough call for sure, right? I don't think it's the world's worst mon out there. There's definitely worse for sure, but I think the big problem of Delphox and why a lot of people find it ugly, myself included, or underwhelming is due to the fact that Fennekin and Bryson looked very cute, right? Like everything about them just screamed like amazing, right? Like they were even, funny enough, considered the most popular of the three before we actually saw Greninja. Here's an extremely hot take from Bean. Bean states Gen 3 has the worst set of starters to pick from. All three are mid. Okay, this one is not going to be that long. Respectfully, you are insane. Gen 3 arguably has the best starter trio lineup out of every starter ever. I rarely ever see people shit on them. Rarely ever, right? I think there's a time period in the community people were making fun of Trico, but it was a meme. I don't think people really hated Trico. It was just a meme because people that like Trico were they're a little odd, you know what I mean? But that was more on the people and not the mon. Too much to say. But Trico, man, you know, Trico's cute. Grovow's godlike. Sceptile, to me personally, is a little underwhelming, but I don't mind it. The entire Torchic line is fire. Combuskin is probably the most underwhelming one of the three. Blaziken is godlike. Blaziken is godlike. I'm sorry. Call me nostalgia. Blaziken is godlike. And then Mudkip, come on. Me personally, y'all know how I feel about Mudkip. Mudkip is the best starter of all time. There's not a single best starter better than Mudkip. That's personally me. So I'm sorry, Bean. I have to hard disagree on that. That is absolutely insane. The next hot take is from Jinx saying we need a fourth fire starter. I don't know about that. I don't think that would be received too well. Even the fire starters that we got, which aren't even really firefighting, still have that fighting trope feel to it, right? Cinderace is very athletic. Incineroar is a literal wrestler, the walking definition of athleticism, right? So I think Skeleturge is a step in the right direction when it comes to fire starters because Skeleturge is very far from athletic. He's very lazy, right? But let me not crap on him. He's very lazy though. Like he's not fast. He's very immobile, right? And he's a further thing from a firefighting. But I mean, he sings. Would you not want to fight hearing his music? Make any argument you want. A little bit of reach there. I'm kidding, but I don't think the community would receive well two firefighting starters right there. Me personally, I don't have a problem with firefighting. I'm a competitive junkie and firefighting is a phenomenal offensive typing. So me personally, I've never really had a problem with firefighting. I think the only time I did was Emboar, but then I saw a shiny and I grew on it. As a kid, I've chosen Emboar multiple times, but I actually chose Superior on launch. I normally pick the grass starters. But Emboar, I think, was the first time I think people were like, all right, bro, enough. Like, there was some people that were saying Infernape, why, right? But that was two, and Infernape is very cool and very well received. So people kind of look past it. And then the anime impact is always big, right? A lot of these starters gain popularity off the anime. That is just the objective truth, right? A lot of these starters gain popularity off the anime. That's why they do the anime. Like right now in the new Gen 9 anime, Sprig is the most popular base level line starter because of the anime. The anime is very popular and Sprig is a very iconic mon of the anime. But to get back to the point, another firefighting, I don't know about that. That is a hot take and it is steaming hot. I have to disagree on that. Mashi states, regional variants are an excuse to not make as many brand new Pokemon. Ooh, this is a take that I want to talk about for a long time, man. I like half agree and half don't agree. So the half part of me that agrees is yes, I think that is the case. I think this is just my personal headcanon, guys, so there's not really like anything, right? But I feel like because we got Mega Evolutions and Mega Evolution basically stomped out the entire decks of X and Y, gun to your head, can you name 10 X and Y mons? And if you're not in the Pokemon community, like a casual Pokemon fan cannot name more than 10 mons from X and Y, excluding Megas and starters. They can't. They'll name you like what? Maybe Talonflame and Goodra? That's it. Maybe Hawlucha? That's literally it. Like, you're not going to get anything else. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're not. Aegislash? Maybe as well too. But you're not going to get anything else. You're just simply not going to get anything else. So it's just, I don't know, man. A part of me kind of agrees with this because it is a lot easier to do that because they will garner more popularity than a new Mon. Making a brand new Mon, I imagine for Game Freak, right? Because they always want the Mons to be well received, or at least get what they're trying to do. Even if it's not well received, they want you to understand that this is what they're trying to do, right? Like you can understand a Pokemon like Revavroom is an engine, and then also think it looks ugly. You know what I mean? I like Revavroom, but you know, I would understand why some people don't, for sure, right? But I don't know, like make it like Alola Raichu. I think they definitely knew that was gonna be well received. Raichu's very popular, right? Very well received. It's literally a Pikachu evolution, and they made a cuter version of it that literally eats pancakes. Come on, you know what I mean? But at the same time as well too, I kind of agree. I think it is an excuse as well too to just make popular Pokemon or Mons that are already well received to give them other variants, right? Like surely, man, come on, dude. Like surely, 1,000,000% surely, dude. Like Darmanitan, that's actually a well-received Gen 5 Mon. Even though Gen 5 itself is not well-received, Darmanitan is a Mon that people avidly talk about that they like. So, you know, it's just, I think they kind of just need the one's going to be liked. For sure. But it's half and half. Depends what you think. I would like to know what you guys think about this, but it's definitely half and half. Dizzy states, Dynamax and Z-moves don't need to come back. I full agree with this. I think some gimmicks should just be left within the generation that they belong in. I think that's the beauty and taste of it. I think people started getting very demanding of Mega Evolution for a few reasons. One being it's obviously godlike, right? Like there are some haters that are like, oh, Megas, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, man, right? Like you know what I mean? Like you can say what you want, man, but Megas was easily the best gimmick that we had out of everything that we've gotten. Some people got their hot takes on that for sure, so pop off. But at the same time as well too, right? Megas were also readily available in a lot of other games that was not just the launch ones. Like Gen 5, Gen 6 for sure, right? X and Y and ORAS. But at the same time as well too, they were available in Gen 7, all of Gen 7. Even Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, they made it their job to make it available. Yeah, it ran on the same Sun and Moon engine just on the Switch, but they went out of their way to make it available. Because like they could have just not put Megas in that game. Simply, but they did. Even though it was just the Kanto ones, they did, right? So it was nuts, man. I think that's why some people also really want them, really demanding for them to come back. Outside of them being popularly loved, same time as well too, man. Like they were readily available in many games. Readily available. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like it's tough. I am agrees with that though. Me personally, I was singles player for Z moves and Dynamax, and VGC players I saw, depends who you ask, enjoyed Dynamax. I personally didn't enjoy it at all. In singles, it took absolutely no skill whatsoever at all. You double your HP stat and you have boosted moves with passives that do stupid things, man. And Z moves were kind of like that without the doubled HP. So IMO, I think Dynamax was way more busted than Z moves when it came to singles, at least. Because at least they didn't ban Z moves. They banned specific Z moves, but they didn't ban all of Z moves. They banned all of Dynamax. Even in Ubers, they banned all of Dynamax with anything goes. So I'm gonna agree with that for sure, and I hope it never comes back. But seeing how Ash Ketchum had all of them in one go, I genuinely would not be surprised if Game Freak makes a game where all of them are available, similar to how Smash made Nintendo, where the gimmick was that everybody's here. So I don't know, man. I mean, then again, Game Freak makes games every year. Smash doesn't. So I could also see them not doing that. I don't know. We'll see. Hot take from Cooler stating Gen 7 is the best generation of Pokemon. So best generation is definitely a bold statement for sure. But as somebody who, this is crazy. This is the BDSP effect, guys. Generation 7 is my personal all-time favorite generation of all time. I can definitely see why somebody would think this. I think it has the best region we've ever visited in the Pokemon games. It is the most to explore and the most to do. I feel like every complaint that people asked for, Game Freak genuinely listened and added that into the games. But sadly, because the pacing is awful in those games, especially early game, and it's on the 3DS engine, so the engine isn't the best either. It feels like some parts of the story / cutscenes drag out. So some people won't get to experience that beauty or get to, you know, really see that perspective of it because they're going to focus on, you know, the cutscenes of the story, or sometimes they drag out due to the engine or just kind of how they formatted it. So I don't know, man. Again, I think people going back to play those games when you're older is definitely going to hit different. Right? Because I played those games when I was really young, dude. I was like 20 years old when I played those games. So I played those games when I was really young, dude, right? But man, dude, like going back and playing them now would be godlike. I'm talking like I'm 45. I'm not, but it's like, you get what I mean? You just get what I mean? Like a good example though too is like I played Black and White when I was really like freshman year of high school. Like I was a baby, right? But like I loved it. but I can understand why some people would not like Black and White on off rip like that, because it was much more mature in compared to other Pokemon games. I'm not saying it was the world's most mature Pokemon game, but in compared to other Pokemon games, it definitely was. Like, it definitely was, right? So I don't know. Gen 7 is definitely a really good region, right? They brought back multiple recurring characters. Like, they had a time skipped grown up version of Red and Blue. A game has not done that yet, right? That's actually phenomenal. I know we get Cynthia cameos a lot, and people love that, and they always do well because, I mean, Cynthia is the most popular Pokemon character. Sleep with that if you don't like her. That is the most popular character in all of Pokemon. That's not Ash, right? Obviously. But at the same time as well, too, we get characters like Steven, we get all these recurring characters back, but never like an aged up time skip. And with these characters that we grew up with, we're no longer 10 years old, kind of like how Red was. We are older. Red's older than me right now in Sun and Moon. Red and Blue are 30 in Sun and Moon. I am not 30. Red and Blue are 30 in Sun and Moon, right? And it definitely was warming for sure, because you see the characters that you played in your childhood grow up, and it was awesome. You know what I mean? It was awesome, dude. I was like, wow. It was phenomenal. I loved it so much, man. We even had a different variation of Grimsby as well, dude, just chilling in Hawaii, man. Even freaking, what's his face was there? Chorus was also there as well, too. So Chorus being there was massive, dude. So there was a lot going on for sure, man, in those games, and I just think the cast was great, the OST was great, the legendaries were phenomenal. I know some people don't like Ultra Beast as well too, but I think Ultra Beast to this day are some of the best, I guess, new casted legendaries. Ultra Beasts are in their own realm of legendaries, right? There's legends, there's mythics, then there's Ultra Beasts. So there's always an argument where they're not classified technically as legendaries. It's a subcategory. So I personally don't care about subcategories. To me, they're all legendaries. I don't care, but that just... it is what it is. But the take of Gen 7 being the best generation, I personally agree that it is up there, but a lot of people don't like Gen 7. It's kind of up there for one of the most hated generations and one of the most hated regions. So I think that'll change over time. People start to find more love for those games, but I don't know, man. We'll see. That's going to be it over the video, guys. Make sure to send more hot takes in the comment section down below and reply to all of them. Again, guys, playAnubis.mc.com. All the links are in the description down below. If you guys want to play with me, join me on our server. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys.